This episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast is brought to you by John Wilson Blades. For more than 329 years, John Wilson has been perfecting the art of blade making in Sheffield, England. And while their history runs deep, their eyes are always on the future. That's why they created the Revolution, the world's most advanced figure skating blade. It is the perfect fusion of centuries-old craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology, delivering unmatched precision, responsiveness, and performance. That's why the majority of world and Olympic champions trust John Wilson. Because when history meets innovation, you get the revolution. Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast. This is going to be part 1 of 2 of the U.S. Figure Skating Championships recap because we had so much to talk about. We're going to start with the pairs and the women's competition, and part 2 will be dance and men. So here's part 1. Michelle, how are you feeling after that week?
Hi, Jackie. I was feeling just fine until I woke up this morning with a little cold, but I am not mad about it because I did not get it on site. And we
You
have
think
the
you got it from the
privilege-
dogs?
I think I got it from the dogs. We had the privilege of having these adorable, lovely, wonderful therapy dogs backstage all week. I could not keep myself out of that Nulo lounge. I was in there like once an hour, and I saw all kinds of skaters in there, and we all shared our germs on those dogs. Everybody was petting the dogs, and I got something, and I'm not even sorry. It was worth it. Shout out to Jupiter the Golden Retriever, who
Ooh,
actually made our
Jupiter.
NBC show. Mm-hmm.
Jupiter.
Yeah, and we showed Amber Glenn jumping over him.
Wow.
Because her triple axel in the short program, spoiler, Amber did an amazing triple axel in the short program, was like 1 foot and 2 inches high or something, and it was the average height of a golden retriever. So
Oh
we
my
showed
goodness.
Jupiter in the pet lounge, and then we showed her jumping and a golden retriever underneath her. This is very important coverage. This is very important.
That is important journalism
Yeah.
right there.
And all the dogs had little cards, so I collected all their little cards,
Ah.
with their stats on them.
It
was a great time.
The dogs kept walking past me backstage, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, every single time, of course, I'm like gasping
Mhm.
when the dogs walk past.
Yeah.
But I never got to visit the lounge, and frankly, I should
Mm.
have, especially
Mhm.
after that men's event.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll talk about the men's
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Oy, so
I have a list of everything I want to talk about. And as we
oh, I
talk
love
about
it.
things, I'm going to cross it out, but then I might have a little bit to get through at the end. So
This might take a long time.
it might.
I
It
mean,
might.
if we, if my live shows with Tarek Nichols was any indication,
Uh-huh.
we were going for an hour to an hour and a half every
Yeah.
night.
Wow.
I
Well,
barely slept. Barely
yeah.
slept.
Well, I mean, I barely slept too, and I wasn't even doing the live shows. It was a busy week. And it's so hard to not socialize with people too, because you don't see them very often. And it's
I know.
it's so much fun to talk about what's happening. So,
I mean, we talk about this every year
Mhm.
amongst the skaters, the alums, the coaches, right? Like nationals is very much like a reunion every single
Mhm.
year, right? Like
Mhm.
I see Brian Boitano every
Yeah.
year at nationals,
Yeah.
and every year, you know, every year he and I are just sitting there,
Mhm.
watching skating together and
Yeah.
talking about stuff because this is his decompression time
Yeah.
during the
Yeah.
season. So yeah, it is very much a time for reunion, a time
Mhm.
to have everybody be in the same place. And
Mhm.
yes, there's a lot of socializing.
Mhm.
And no, I did not actually end up anywhere to socialize because I had no time. It's great.
Yeah, I know. We missed you in the lobby of our hotel, which was a
You know,
train station.
I usually go to at least one of those nights,
Yeah, I was waiting
but I
for you.
didn't. I know. All right, where do we want to start? Should we start with the craziness that was pairs?
Sure. I have a hot take on pairs, but I'll save it for when we get to it.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Mhm.
So As is usual,
It was
the
a
U.S.
mess.
The
It was
well,
a
no, I
mess.
was gonna say no, but as is usual, the U.S. pairs love to put down a good short program.
Some of them.
Well, they
Some of them.
some of them.
Some
I
of
mean,
them.
the top what was it? The top one, two, three, four, five, six, 6.5 were actually very good in the short program, and
McBeath. The way McBeath was practicing, McBeath Parkman, I was like, they're gonna win. And then they went out and did that lift, and
I know.
mhm,
Good Lord, the story of the lifts
mhm,
this on this one. We'll talk about that a little bit
mhm,
more. But after the short, it was Efimova Mitrofanov,
mhm,
then Shin and Naj,
mhm,
Cam O'Shea, Plazas Fernandez, McBeath
mhm,
Parkman, and then Emily Chan and Spencer Cow were in eighth place after a
mhm.
disaster of a
Disaster.
short program. It was a disaster.
Disaster. Disaster. Yeah.
They were I
Um,
they were lucky to have gotten 59 points for that short
yeah.
program
I mean,
because like, after the mistake, it was just like, they they were lost the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah. Um, and the energy they gave off after they skated was odd too. They were just so separated from each other, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and you see it, I'm actually looking at their protocols right now.
mhm,
You see it in the protocols. There
mhm.
was a judge that gave them 5.0 for
Well,
presentation,
I mean, fair.
which it was fair, which really
Mhm.
was fair. But the majority of them gave them 7s.
I love this spread. This was judge number 8. They gave them a 6.25 for composition, fine, 5 for presentation, and a 7.25 for skating skills.
And that's fair.
That's fair. But I
Yeah.
like that there are different numbers, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Judges need to do a little bit more of that, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, that it was they had a deduction for a late start. She tripped going
Mhm.
into the pattern for the lift, and then they completely lost the pattern on the throw,
Yeah.
and they completely lost the pattern on the throw and had to like improvise
Mhm.
getting it back together,
Yeah.
and then she fell on that throw,
Mhm.
and then luckily they didn't have any more mistakes, but they were just lost.
Mhm.
So that was the stage that was set for the free skate.
But we have to mention Shin-Naj, though, with their Tessa Virtue choreographed
They were
Moulin Rouge short program, which was so good.
they were so good. They were so good in the short.
I mean, I am so over Tango de Roxanne. I've heard it 20,000 times, and I was so into it. The way they were speeding into their last element, which was the lift after they had done, their jump and their throw, and they'd hit everything, and the crowd was roaring. I was like, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And after the short, I was like, they're on the team.
Ugh. We all thought they were on the team.
Yeah,
We really all thought
yeah.
they were on the team. I mean, they had it- you know, look, there was all week there was this like mystery as to whether
Mhm.
Elisa Evimova was going to get her citizenship. We all knew, and they also knew that it was going to be a long shot, but
Yeah,
somehow the media was playing it such that they were like,
yeah,
oh, there might be like a last minute miracle, and like
yeah,
emphasis on last minute miracle, like
yeah.
the chances were very low, and there were all
Mhm.
these things where it was like, "Oh, the Senators are on it," and it's like,
Yeah.
"No, it's not gonna happen."
No.
They
Oh.
even like, the way that Alisa and Misha were talking about, they were like,
Mhm.
"We are hoping for a slim, slim chance
Yeah.
miracle."
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were, like, expecting it to happen, and the media, it just felt like mainstream media felt like it was gonna happen somehow.
Yeah. Well, their club was very aggressively promoting it and talking about it. Um, I was conflicted about it because while it would be wonderful for that to come through and for them to be on the Olympic team, it also is concerning about what it would say about the state of our government in order for that to happen. And that, like, I don't know, my whole life that I've been following skating, it's never been that
E
easy. Like, it's never
exactly.
worked out. Never.
Exactly. Exactly.
So US citizenship is like the worst one to try and get. It's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So so anyway, the long story short is they did not get their citizenship, and
Mhm.
they ended up winning, and they'll be
Mhm.
going to Worlds and four continents.
Mhm.
Um, but the after the short, right? It was Shin and Naj who were in second,
Mhm.
8 points above Chan and Hao. They had a
Mhm.
very comfortable cushion. It wasn't an insurmountable cushion, and
Yeah.
it's U.S. pairs, so you never know.
I
Um,
really never know.
and and there was also the insertion of Plazas Fernandez, who was in fourth.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and we all generally thought like Cam and O'Shea are gonna be fine.
Mhm.
They've had a great season. They would have to
Yeah.
like implode in order
Mhm.
for them to not make the team. So it was really the second spot. And and after the short, Shin and Naj were very much in that position.
Mhm.
And then came the free skate.
Yeah, and it was one thing after another. Every element had a little GOE loss on it. It just hemorrhaged one after the other, and then they had a lift come down early.
It, the thing was with Audrey and Balaj, they were very valiant in holding on to everything. It was tight,
Yeah.
but there were no falls. There
Mhm.
were like everything was like they made sure they did the elements. They made sure they rotated stuff as much as they could. They got some unders, but like there was
Mhm.
nothing that was like a huge error until
Mhm.
those last two lifts. And I still don't know what it was, whether it was like excitement slash
Mhm.
relief
Mhm.
that they had gotten through all that stuff and they were toward the end of the program or what. But I was saying this and I gotta talk to them about it at some point when they have decompressed about this whole
Mhm.
thing, because I was in the corner where they were finishing up their second to last lift.
Mhm.
And I distinctly remember being like, is Audrey having trouble catching her blade? And I think she
Mhm.
was,
Yes.
and she ended up catching her blade, and it was
Mhm.
fine. But like right at the end, she was like shouting something,
Mhm.
and I couldn't hear what it was, or maybe she was just very
They were
happy
at
and she was like
the end
opening
opposite
her.
from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know what it was. And then they came down, and 5 seconds later, they had to go up for their last lift.
Mhm.
And it was the easiest lift of the
Yeah.
three, but
Of 3.
it was also, Balaj looked a little gassed.
Mhm.
I think Audrey was maybe a little panicked. Maybe both of them were a little panicked.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. And the timing on the setup to the lift was just not right, and they just lost all sorts of points on it. Um, it was a level base lift, which was 1.6 points off of a level 4 lift.
Mhm.
And so they lost a point and a half in base value, and then they got a bunch of negative grades of execution because it came down early and it was a little messy.
Mhm.
And so, you know, uh, uh, whereas they usually would get like a 6 point lift, they ended up getting 2.7.
Mm. Yeah. And that was the difference and
That
more.
was the difference. That was the
Yeah.
difference.
I think in the
They lost
arena
by 1.4. They lost by 1.4, and that
crazy.
lift cost them 3.5 to 4 points.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just
Uh,
so sad because the two of them have such good potential,
yeah. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
really hope they don't. I mean, it literally is their second season together. They have
Mhm.
done a lot for having been together for a season and a half,
Mhm.
and for Audrey to have learned pair skating,
Yeah.
right? Like I really hope they stick around for the next quad because they could really be something.
Mhm.
They remind me of when I first saw Miura Kihara back in Oakville when they were first paired up together.
That's a big statement, Jackie. I
It is a
remember
big
when you saw
statement.
them.
Yeah, it is a big statement. But they do have potential, and it's all there. They just the competition experience has been weird for them, right? Like
Yeah.
they really haven't had a traditional kind of like, oh, we're
Mhm.
gonna work up to it. They're v- like they're like second or third international competition with four continents.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know,
lot
it's
of
like
pressure really early.
yeah, and then they had
Yeah.
to go and compete in the Beijing
Mhm.
event and like
Mhm.
all that stuff, right? So
Yeah.
anyway,
In the end, they
so
did
that
end
is
up skating for their spot. They lost the spot. They didn't get the spot in the, Beijing event, and they ended up being the one on the
third.
cusp here.
Yep,
So
they were
my
the
hot
third.
take is I kinda would've put Chelsea Liu and Ryan Bedard on the team, and here's why. When you apply to law school, they look at your GPA and your LSAT, but if you're an engineering major, you get a lot more discretion on that GPA. Like a 3.2, a 3.3, that's, like, as good as in an engineering degree, that's as good as having, like, a 4.0 in, like, poli-sci. Chelsea Liu may or may not have had pneumonia at this competition. She was very under the weather. She told us she was at 25%. At one point, she went running off the practice ice to projectile vomit into a trash can. She had her whole head in the trash can, wipes her mouth, goes out on practice, and does 2 triple twists. Okay? That was and they skated really well, considering, all things considered. And I'm like, if you can do that when you are at death's door, whether it was wise or not for her to compete, that's up to her. I know her coaches weren't that enthusiastic about her doing it, but her decision. That really impressed me because I am not only a huge weenie, but I'm also, like, terrified of pears. And I would say pear girls are just built different, and I don't know. That was incredibly impressive, and, I give her points for that.
While I somewhat agree with the impressiveness, I
Mhm.
also do not care for the lionization of skating while under the like really under the weather or like super injured just to be like heroic. I mean,
Lungs full of phlegm, pus,
I yeah, who
etcetera.
knows? Like she clarified publicly that she did not
Yeah.
have pneumonia. I'll take her word for it. But
Okay.
e- either way, right? Like
Mhm.
she she was very sick
Yeah.
um coming in and she decided to do it. And like I just it is one of those things where it's like what is the line of competing while hurt or
Yeah.
competing while sick, right? And do we as a public celebrate these things? I mean, I think back to the Carrie Strug example, and
Yeah.
and back in the day, it was very much like, "Oh my god, look at how she did while she was
Mhm.
hurt." And like the more time passes, the more it's like, first of all, they didn't need her to vault. Second of all, that vault like gave her a career-ending injury. Third of all, though, that vault also became her like
Signature moment.
claim to fame
But
and like
Carrie Strug was a child. Chelsea Liu is
yeah,
an adult woman, and she can make decisions for herself,
all true.
and I just marvel at the tenacity of people in pairs, especially women in pairs. Yeah, I was impressed. She decided it was worth it for her, and she went after it. Um, what are they gonna do? Tell her she can't skate? I mean, you know,
I mean,
that's like Megan Duhamel energy.
I mean it is. But it's also one of those things where I often think about and we're totally off on a tangent here, but I often think about like, we've seen skaters have concussions in the middle of their program
Her.
Well, yeah, well,
She did withdraw, I think.
she did withdraw.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
Mhm.
But there have been like like Keegan Messing has hit his head on the
Mhm.
ice, on a random triple loop and then continued to skate, and the referee didn't call anything, right? Like there's
Mhm.
sometimes when as a third party
Mhm.
looking into something that is happening right now that
Mhm.
doesn't look right, like you should call it. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Mhm.
Uh, but we're bearing the lead, which is that Chan and Hao skated in the very first group,
Mhm.
like hours before the
Mhm.
rest of the skating happened for the pairs free skate because of the way that they split up
Mhm.
the event, and didn't didn't skate flawlessly, but skated pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, especially like the f- the fact that Emily Chan landed a triple Salchow cleanly, that that
Hers was
sole
clean?
element,
Was it
hers was
sensors
clean.
that was downgraded?
No, 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 no. It was the axle that was downgraded. It was a double axle. Her double axle was a downgrade.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
There we go.
The
Yeah, they
fact
yeah, okay.
the f- the f- she and Spencer made the Olympic team because she landed a triple Salchow cleanly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
think
true.
about it, right? Like, if that was her usual doubled
Mhm.
Salchow or her usual under rotated or
Mhm.
downgraded Salchow, that would have been it. 1.4
Yeah.
points.
And I mean, their pair elements get good GOE because they're a beautiful
They're
team,
really good.
when
Yeah.
they're on that, and especially that program, is really nice on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crazy
Gosh, we're
sport.
yeah,
Crazy sport of pair skating.
we haven't even talked about the ones who won.
Yeah.
uh, should we talk about how Elisa Evimova almost stabbed Misha Mitrofano with her blade?
Mhm. Her
That
blade
was
was
a
very close to his femoral
scary
artery.
moment. Very scary moment.
Mhm.
He fell on his double axel and they got really close, and she had
Mhm.
just finished extending out on her landing,
Mhm.
and luckily she was aware of where he was
Yeah.
and like retracted her foot right
Mhm.
away,
It
but
would
it
have been
was
like
a
the end of that Browns free dance.
oh my God. That would just I cannot, like,
Yeah, that was scary.
it was
It was very
very
scary.
scary. Um, but the only issues they really had were on the side by sides, and the rest of it
Mhm.
was very good, and
Mhm.
they win their second national title, the
Yeah.
first pair team to repeat since Marissa Castelli and Simon Schneppier in
Wow.
2014.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's crazy that there has been no repeat winners since then. I
Well,
mean, that goes to show the
Brandon Fraser
revolving
had
door.
COVID, so
Yeah, exactly.
they would have had
Yeah,
3, but
right, right.
I didn't, we had Alexa and Chris Knierim and Brandon Fraser floating around all week, and Braxton Knierim, who is 6 months old, and, I kept thinking, "Hey, I wish you guys were still skating." Any combination. I'd love to see you
No,
guys out there skating.
Alexa and Chris, Alexa and Brandon, Brandon and
Mhm,
Chris.
mhm,
Any of those combinations.
mhm.
Brandon and Chris can
Yeah,
go and skate. That's really
put them
good.
on the team.
Yeah, put them on the team.
Mhm,
Um, Ellie Cam, Danny O'Shea had it wasn't a terrible short program. There was a fall. Well,
yeah,
there was a fall and then a step out on the
mhm,
throw, and then they got themselves back well in the free skate. Not their best of the season, but also okay.
yeah.
And did plenty to get themselves on the team, and so they're going to their first Olympics. Danny O'Shea, at 55 years old, can finally say he is on an Olympic team. It's been a
Yeah.
long time for him.
He had 3 full Olympic cycles where he was
Yeah.
one of the top pairs in the
Yep.
US and
Yep.
did not make it. Um,
I
so
mean, we all remember when he and Tara went to 2018
Mhm,
in Pyeongchang. They actually were asked to go
mhm.
because Alexa and Chris were potentially not able to skate.
Yeah.
And that didn't end up happening. So,
hmm
um,
Yeah.
so yeah. So yeah, Tara Kane was actually at Nationals this week. There,
Yeah.
she was doing the ringside with pairs with
hmm
Jean-Luc with the practice
hmm
cam, and I talked to her, and she was like, I'm going again to Milan, and
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
be a 2-time Olympic observer.
Yeah.
It was very, it was bittersweet that they didn't
Yeah.
end up making it.
Yeah.
And then Katie McBeath, Danielle Parkman gets third with a
hmm
very weird side-by-side triple flip.
Yeah. She was on the ground before he took off. But
Yeah,
that was their first time trying it. It was like a new jump for them.
I
So,
mean, new jump for a while.
yeah.
They did it a couple years ago when they first started, and then
Mm,
they brought it
brought it
back.
back. Yeah.
She was telling me they were doing it because they feel like they could rotate the flips better than they could rotate the sows. So that ended up being in the program, but it looked like it was like the first time they were doing it because it was so
Yeah.
off sync.
Yeah.
Um, but the rest of the program was good. And also the rest of their season was strong enough such that
hmm
nobody else was able to sort of surpass them in the criteria. Like
hmm
just like, you think about how they did over the season. And so the Olympic team will be Cameron O'Shea and Shannon Howe.
hmm
The world's team will be Efimova Mitrofanov, Cameron O'Shea, and McBeath Parkman.
hmm Makes sense.
That all made sense.
hmm
There was maybe a slight case for Shinonaj. I'm sure there was a lot of deliberation on that one because
hmm
if you looked at sole momentum, they had the momentum coming in.
hmm
Whereas Shannon Howe they started off strongly and then kind of dipped a little bit.
hmm
Um, but
hmm
based on everything, it was the right call.
Yeah.
Heartbreakingly close. And Shin and Naj will be able to finish their season at Four Continents in 2 weeks.
hmm
So that's that with the pairs.
You know what, Jackie? I just realized we left a huge item out of the news of the week.
What did we leave out?
The retirement of Ava Marie Ziegler.
Well,
And
we'll talk about that here.
I appreciate everyone at Nationals that gave me their sympathies and commiserated with me. She said that she's stepping away from skating, and it breaks my heart because she had so much potential. Could have been a national champion more than once, and I miss her very much, even though we really haven't seen much of her in the last
Right.
2 years.
Right.
Um, you know, that was really sad, and even
Yeah.
people even shouted me out on Twitter. So AMZ forever.
Oh, AMZ. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe she'll have a miraculous feeling of Deanna Stellato, goodness and come back later in her career.
Yeah. Yeah, or maybe she'll have a daughter who becomes, very famous for a few minutes in US figure skating and then disappears. She kind of had a similar career trajectory to her mom, you know.
Who was her mom?
Patricia Mansfield, I want to say, is her mom's name. She was a
Patricia.
90
She's a
90 not
judge, isn't she? Patricia
uh
Mansfield.
Marie. She was a very popular skater in the night. Well, not very popular. She was a skater in the 90s in the US. I think she was like 5th at nationals.
I remember her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Patricia Ziegler. She used to be Patricia Mansfield.
Wow.
Mhm.
Competed at 5 US championships, finishing
Mhm.
5th in 1995.
Mhm. Yeah.
Huh. Well, there we
I
go.
still wonder if AMZ had come to nationals that year instead of going to Four Continents because she could have won. She could have won. Anyway.
Can we then talk about the women's event and
Yes,
how
please. Yes, please.
totally different this competition is versus practically the last 20 years of
Unbelievable.
women's skating in the US.
I've been watching skating my whole life. I never remember seeing a nationals like that.
It's
5 clean short
crazy.
programs, 5 clean free skates. Unbelievable.
It was and it wasn't just like clean and like maybe some of them were like
Mhm.
easier than others. They
Mhm.
were all freaking hard programs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like in the short, all 5 of those skaters that we're
Mhm.
talking about, we're talking about Alyssa Liu, we're talking about Amber Glenn, we're talking about Isabel Levito, Brady Tennell, Sarah Everhart.
Mhm.
Every one of those skaters had either a triple Lutz combination or a triple flip combination,
Mhm.
and Amber had a triple axel, and Alyssa had a triple Lutz triple loop. Like, these were hard programs.
Mhm.
These were not triple toe, triple toes.
Yeah.
Like the combination of that, the fact that all 5 of them are just good all around skaters,
Mhm.
and the atmosphere, the occasion of it being an Olympic season where they are
Mhm.
fighting for Olympic spots, I just I was floored.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we
It's
kept getting clean skating, and they were just
yeah.
out
It's
of control.
unbelievable. I mean, I wanna say it's like Russian nationals, like, where you see these people going out clean, but these are, like, older, like,
Yeah.
not a lot older, but they're older, they're healthy, and, like, they're skating because they love it, and they have such a, like, friendly, respectful relationship among all of them, especially the top 3.
And the thing I'll add too is the difference for me between
Mhm.
this set of US
Mhm.
nationals and a typical set of Russian
Mhm.
nationals is the program personalities were all very different here,
Yes, totally, totally.
right? And that's a thing that I've always appreciated about
Mhm.
um, US nationals is that,
Mhm.
the free will choreography of it all,
Mhm.
allows these skaters to really feel like different people.
Mhm.
And, you've got Amber in her mid-ish 20s
Mhm.
to Isabeau in her late teens, right? Like,
Mhm.
this it's a large range of
Mhm.
people, and it's a large range of um life experiences, which is,
Mhm.
I think, so great. But I mean, you know, I was at Japanese nationals,
Yeah.
and the last 2 groups of the Japanese nationals women's free skates were incredible. And I
Mhm.
will say the last 2 groups there were better than the last 2 groups here,
Mhm.
but the last group here was better than the last group of Japanese nationals.
Wow.
That is to say, they were all, like, incredible. Like,
Yeah.
the sheer fact that the US and Japan are sending 3 women who all have individual medal potential
Mhm.
at the Olympics is just it
Yeah.
makes me speechless and speechful at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah. I mean, on any day, any of those women could win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. There was
I
one thing I didn't like, okay? I'm gonna say one little bit of a negative thing.
Can I talk
I
about
wasn't
Gaga?
I wasn't impressed by Gaga. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I loved the dress.
N Neither was Alyssa.
Yeah. The program didn't have the energy in it that that music demands, and you could feel it. And the crowd was really into it, but, like, they were into the music. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like I was watching it thinking, "Alyssa likes Gaga, but she's not a little monster."
Mhm.
You could just feel it.
Yeah.
I saw on I guess it was the Olympic Channel reported, it was our friends Nick and Scott got the tea that she is leaving that program behind and going back to MacArthur Park for the Olympics. presumably also going back to the gold dress, which I think is always a good idea. So
So here's a thought for you.
yeah.
I was very sad that I didn't break the news because I heard that
Oh
hours
yeah.
before.
Yeah. I mean, you
And I
told
and I
me.
yeah, I
They got it on the
talked
record.
well, exactly.
Uh,
I heard it secondhand, and then
yeah.
I talked to Massimo and Philip, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, it's not coming back." I did not ask them in that moment
Yeah.
because I was crying
Can I break
during
this?
no, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I was crying and emotional during Max Naumov's
Yeah.
crowning of achievement of going to the Olympics, and
Yeah.
I forgot to ask them if I can publicly release it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they were gone, and I couldn't
Yeah.
say anything.
Yeah.
So, very sad about that, but that's
Mhm.
okay. She is gonna have a new dress, though.
Okay. This don't not be gold. Still needs to be gold.
It's supposed to be a gold dress. It's supposed to be
Good.
a new gold
Okay.
dress. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Um,
Bless up.
so yes. But the thing about that Gaga program is, right, had this been the version that we saw at
Mhm.
Lombardia, and she had an entire season to, like, go do a whole week of a camp with drag queens and, like, you know, like, we should have had our friend Denali, like,
Yeah.
just spend a week with her
Mhm.
and do all that stuff. Um, it could have gotten somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, but
I
it
just like
but it won't go anywhere in 3 weeks, and
yeah.
they knew it, she knew it, and, even afterwards, people asked her, like, "Oh, what did you think of the program?" She was like, I need to go back and look at it," you
Yeah.
know?
That's it. It's just she's just not crazy enough for Gaga. I looked over at Johnny while she was skating, and I mean the tension in his body, like that harpsichord intro to Bad Romance, that is like a call to arms for people that like are little monsters that love Gaga. Like that is just, and it's great that she tried the style, and it's just I don't feel like it's essential for her when she hears that
Yeah.
music, and that's fine. Some people are I don't know what the name for Leve little monsters are, but that's what Alyssa is.
Levius. That's
Mhm.
not that sounds a little too, like,
What's
literature.
the Icelandic phrase words for little monsters?
Did you see,
Mhm.
by the way, at the Golden Globes, Leve was there, and
Oh.
she had to correct one of the, like, paparazzi photographers, and she was like, "My name is not Megan." Like, who did they think she was? Meghan Markle? Like, what? Who? Like, what? Who? Megan? Who? Megan
Megan?
Fox? Megan
Probably
Duhamel?
Megan Fox. That's funny.
They're
Uh,
like, Leve, are you Megan Duhamel?
yeah.
Um, so, and I digress.
Okay.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
got
like
it.
to stop. I also like to stop digressing because there was some heated rivalry
Yes.
content from the Golden Globes. I'm going to
Oh,
stop there before we
the
go completely off
haircuts,
track.
the sunglasses. Okay. Litlu Skrimslin is Icelandic for little monsters. That's what Alyssa is. She's a
that is
Litlu
Alyssa.
Skrimslin. While we're on the heated rivalry topic, I
Oh,
think we need
Megan
to
from
talk about
Cat's Eye. Megan from
oh.
Cat's Eye. That makes sense and it's a little racist. Um,
I think we need to talk about the weird schedule where we were in the same venue for all of the senior events, no practice rink, and they weren't doing ice cuts between different disciplines.
it was
So
very weird.
yeah, it was odd. That is odd. And I guess they're not like practicing compulsory dances or anything, so it's not like the ice is going to be messed up. But still, you know, weird.
There were weird scheduling things, period. Because as I understand it,
Hmm.
they did not want the skaters to be going back and forth to
Mm,
the practice rink like they usually do, and so they um, jammed everything into the main
mm,
rink, and therefore they did not. They were trying to maximize the amount of time that they could spend on practice ice.
yeah.
So that's what ended up happening. So all the juniors, none of the juniors ended up being able to be in the main
Boo.
rink,
I
at
didn't like
all,
that. It
which I
was
thought
very
was sad for
frustrating.
them.
Yeah.
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 It's like they should have just done it on Monday or something. It's
Yeah.
like
I like going
give
to
it
the
a
practice rink too. I feel like it's like a different environment over there, and it's like I think people train differently on the main ice because they really feel like they're being watched, whereas
right.
in the practice rink, I don't know, they relax a
I
little bit.
I wonder if the schedulers that be were having some nightmares from 4 years ago in Nashville when there was a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
snowstorm.
And Tennessee
And
has no idea how to deal with ice, apparently,
right,
and it is
yeah,
hills.
and there were a lot of like, I hope the bus is getting there
Yeah.
safely
I remember
for the
Nathan was
practice
going on
ice.
it because we asked him if he
Yeah,
was going to practice because we were gonna have to send a camera to watch him, and I was like, "Oh god, should we really put him on that bus?"
he almost bummed a ride with me because
Oh
he
my god.
didn't want to ride. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so maybe that was what it
Anyway,
was. Who knows?
yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to the incredible women's event.
Okay.
Whew. What do we want to talk about with that?
Sonia
I mean,
Hilmer, tap dance,
oh, Sonia
incredible.
Hilmer. I
Crowd
wish she
loved it.
has. I wish she had skated better,
I can't
like
even remember.
jumps wise.
The tap
Um,
dancing just wiped everything else out of my mind. I loved
they
it.
they loved it. Everybody
Yeah.
loved it. And it's so good that she is able to just like show her side of the of
Mhm.
skating. And in my interview with her, she was actually definitely thinking about continuing. Like this is not the
Mhm.
last we're going to see of Sonia
Mhm.
Homer, hopefully, especially if the new ISU proposal of one fewer jumping pass, greater emphasis on components.
Good. Let's do it.
You know,
Come back, Sonia.
yeah.
I hope they go
But
through with that.
but they
Mhm.
did she did um show off her triple sow, double axle, double sow cow
Yeah, that
combination.
was cool. And it's just
And
like another combination, it's just she's
yeah,
just done it so much now. It's like, "Whoa."
but the
Yeah.
crowd loved it too. I
Yeah.
mean, they're very very knowledgeable. They knew what was coming.
Mhm.
Um, the fact that she does an entire spin going the other direction and gets a
Yeah.
level 4 for it is crazy.
Incredible. Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I
it was just
yeah.
such a good event.
I was very much enjoying Sherry Zhang. If she had done
Sherry
that
Zhang,
flip
so
in her
good.
short program, I mean, she would have been, if not in the last group, very close to it. She takes me back to another time. Her expression and her just
Yes.
projection, and she's so
Classic.
talented. Yeah. And
Classic.
getting the toe out in her short program was
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. I just hope she can start getting consistent because
Mhm.
she had that great nationals last year, and then she actually has started off this season really well
Mhm.
at that like the junior selection pool thing, it, domestically, and then she had a terrible
Mhm.
junior Grand Prix. So she has
I
so much potential.
How did you feel watching her East of Eden short program with all its little Michelle Kwan nuances in
I
it?
love it. I love it. There were so many little tributes.
Uh-huh.
There was a Sherry Zhang, Michelle Kwan tribute. There was the Erica Machida, Shizuru
Mhm.
Agawakawa
Oh, yeah.
tribute with Chirando.
Mhm.
Um, like these are, we,
Mhm.
we love we love it when skaters know
Mhm.
who the goats are.
Mhm.
But
We
speaking
had the Sophia
of
Loren
pet,
tribute by Isabel
oh,
Lolita.
the Sophia Loren tribute, I do love how she talks about her short programs,
Yeah.
Isabeau, where she's like, but that's like sort of my personality, and I can like just like be a diva and skate like a diva, and I'm like, Isabeau, you go and be Sophia Loren. Go do
I
it.
was born a diva. I've been a diva
Yeah,
since I was a little girl.
that's basically
Yeah.
what she was saying.
Yeah.
Um, no, but speaking of potential, can we talk about U.S. Luna?
Oh, yes! Oh my gosh.
Emilia
Emilia
Nemirovsky.
Nemirovsky Hendricks. She looks like Luna. She's built like Luna. She jumps like Luna. She skates like Luna. And the thing that's so amazing is she's coached by Julie Berlin, longtime coach of Alyssa Sisney, and her jump technique is immaculate.
So
So I'm
different.
wondering, maybe Alyssa learned her jumps elsewhere because Alyssa had the weirdest jump technique I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And this girl is like rock solid. I love it.
We
Just
talked
imagine
about this.
Luna not tan and in a lilac dress, and this is her. Yeah.
And skating to Chapel Roan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we talked about this in the preview show where I was like, watch out for Amelia Nemirovsky because when she hits, those jumps are so effortless. She has a triple axel. She has landed one in practice.
Wow.
She's landed more than one in practice, but she's landed them in practice. And I just like get her consistent and watch out for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So good. Such great basics, really effortless power. And she can skate. She can skate, she can jump, she can do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was just so exciting to watch. And I mean, I wouldn't mind if she leaned into the Luna look a little bit. I mean, it's fun. It was exciting.
I do remember when I first saw her, I was like, oh my God, Luna's here.
Yeah. I almost asked her about it, and then I was like, no, she probably gets that every 5 feet she goes down this hallway.
Sure. Yeah, there's literally no way she does not know she looks like Luna Hendricks.
Yeah.
But yes.
Just need to spend some time in Miami and get an Adam Solia free skate. It'll all come together.
Yeah. No, but just so much good skating. Sophie Jolene von Felten moved up to 6th. In the final standings, she landed some great triple axels. One of those skaters who, if and when she can figure out her artistry, watch out. Star Andrews skated generally very well, ended up 7th. She'll get to close out her senior singles career at 4 continents.
And sang the anthem before the men's free skate.
She was great. She
really
was
good.
Great. Yes.
Really good. Yeah.
And then the last 5.
Wow. They were so good.
We haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Sarah Everhart has been off all season. And she comes here and she just nails everything.
Yeah. Her free skate has really grown on me, especially that last third as the music is sort of lifting. I really got into it, and I still am not crazy about the costume, but the program was good.
It is a new costume. It's a new costume. She got rid of those puffy sleeves.
I haven't seen Poor Things. I was talking about this with Ting Sui, who is an incredible skater and worked with us on site and is a podcast listener, by the way. But I was talking to her about this, and she has seen the movie and said that the colors that Sarah used are accurate for the film. And I felt like the cut of the costume was fine, but the colors, it was a lot. Maybe if I saw the film, I'd be more into it. I haven't gotten to that one yet. But.
The colors are very UCLA.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but there are a lot of things that I appreciate about that program and her improvements, right? That she has a really good sense of musicality in that one, and musicality in the sense that she hits the notes. She always hits the notes. I always think about that triple loop double axel combination that she has, where when she lands, it is in the right spot all the time.
Triple axel.
Sorry, triple loop double axel.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Triple loop double axel. And she she's paid a lot of attention to the choreography, and she wants to improve, and she's been making it a point, right, to feel like she has her own style, and it's not something cookie cutter. And I appreciate that. And I hope it continues. I hope she continues to find her own voice in the skating that she does. And this next 4 years will be very interesting to see how she grows.
And I mean, of anyone in this field, her jump technique is far and away my favorite. It is just gorgeous.
Yeah. She and Amelia Nemirovsky just go out
Mhm.
there and just like do your beautiful jumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, on the other side of the career spectrum, Brady Tennell,
Mhm.
very much a retirement looking like free
Mhm.
skate. She skated the best free skate that I have seen from her in a long
In
time.
a long time. And it was really heroic because she was in 5th after the short program. I mean, she knew it was a really long shot to get on the team, and she
Yeah,
still went out there and fought and laid down that program.
yeah,
Which I mean, in her landings and that were better than I've seen all season. Um,
absolutely. They
yeah.
haven't looked like that in a long time.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
the only thing you could call her for was a Q on the triple toe.
Yeah.
Like everything else looked great.
But I think they gave her an under. Did they?
No, they were all
Did they
Qs.
give her a Q?
Yeah,
Maybe in the short she got a Oh, yeah, you're right, just a Q.
yeah, yeah. The reason I remember is that that's what I called, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that was actually right.
Mm.
Um, so so yeah, so that's Brea Tennell. If this is her last nationals, it was a great one to end on. Frankly, she looked very satisfied with fourth place, very satisfied with how
Mhm.
she's come back from her injuries, that she was able to, in earnest, fight for an Olympic spot after
Mhm.
having to withdraw 4 years ago. All of that stuff. I think she was very proud, and you
Mhm.
could see her in on the podium, sort of. In some ways, it was a bit of a passing of the torch to the next
Mhm.
generation.
Mhm.
But she was very much like happy and excited that she did what she did there.
Mhm.
And then we had Isabeau,
Mhm.
Alyssa, Amber. Amber's
Mhm.
short program,
Oh my god, that was awesome.
phenomenal.
I don't I I don't know how she can tap into that sometimes because sometimes she just can't, and she was just
Yeah.
in the zone, and it was the most I've seen her throw down and the most I've seen her celebrate, I think, ever. She had the audience, like, in the palm of her hand, it was fantastic.
She mentioned afterwards that it was a program where she didn't come out of it thinking she could do better.
Mhm.
And she wants to have that energy for her free skate where she could be
Mhm.
like, I I'm just gonna go out there and do the thing and
Mhm.
finish and be like, there's no more I can do.
Mhm.
And look, nowhere but the Olympics to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing that if they split the team event, it'll be Alyssa doing the free skate and Amber doing the short program.
Yeah. I don't know. Um, if Amber can do that short program like that, absolutely. I think Alyssa's been a little more consistent in the short program, but it may ultimately be up to who they decide is the highest ranked skater and what they want to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Alyssa is just more reliable for
mhm,
consistency, period.
mhm,
And you can say that about the short and the free. Um, so yeah, I don't know. We'll
mhm.
we'll we'll see we'll see what they decide. Um, but also Alyssa Liu's short program was brilliant.
Brilliant.
The
It was
best
so good.
let's triple loop that she has done all season
Mhm,
long.
mhm,
Um, like there was no doubt that that was going to be clean based
mhm,
on how she landed. Um, it was just good. Like
mhm,
they were just all so good.
mhm.
Whatever it is that these three have, we need to like figure out a way to bottle it up and give it to everybody else.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of, like, I don't know, I wanna say Justin Dillon has some influence on this environment that they're competing in that they're relaxed, they're friendly with each other, they don't feel this hostility between each other. And then I think Amber has done a lot of work on the athlete end to sort of foster a really friendly, supportive environment among them.
Mm. Mhm.
And it's like they're just so supportive of each other. It's pretty amazing. And I can't remember a time when it was ever like that to that degree
No.
with that many competitors.
No, absolutely not. I mean, and with a bunch of, v like, people who are vying for big titles,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You know, like, you think about these 3, and you think about, for me, the 2 instances where the US sent 3 skaters who had medal potential at the Olympics,
Mhm.
and you go back to 2002, where you had Michelle and Sarah and Sasha,
Mhm.
and they were 1, 2, and 4, 1, 3,
Mhm.
and 4. Sorry, 1, 3, and 4.
Mhm.
And then you go back to
92.
1992 when they
Mhm.
sent the reigning world podium to the
Mhm.
Olympics, and
Yeah.
they were also 1, 3, and 4 at the
Mhm.
Olympics. But, like, none of those neither of those trios had the kind of camaraderie and,
No.
like, whatever it is, like, I mean, they were competitors. They were,
Yeah.
like, cutthroat competitors.
Yeah, Nancy and Tanya definitely weren't friends.
No, and this was before the incident.
Although I will say everyone loved Christy. And they still do because she's the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
Speaking of, I didn't see Christy at nationals this year. Did you see her?
No, no, I didn't see
Mm.
her either. That's rare that she doesn't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually see her.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it's so interesting, and I do think the Amber Alyssa dynamic is very
Mhm.
interesting
Yeah.
because I think there's the 2 of them feed off of each other and sort of
Mhm.
give each other a little bit of themselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe part of Amber's continued improvement over the past couple of seasons in her mental
Mhm.
game is that she's seen Alyssa
Yeah.
do this and do it so nonchalantly, and she's like,
Mhm.
maybe I could do that. And
Yeah.
there's a bit of the intensity of Amber that's probably rubbing off on Alyssa as well. And
Yeah.
it's it is, as we are seeing in the chat, it
Mhm.
is refreshing to see this
Yeah.
kind of energy. And it reminds me of what we saw at Japanese nationals too,
Mhm.
with the women there who are all supporting each other. I mean,
Mhm.
when Kaori Sakamoto was skating,
And Wakaba was sobbing.
Wakaba was sobbing, Mai was sobbing,
Mhm.
um, uh, Ami and I don't even remember who it was. Ami and Yuna and Monet were in the green room
Yeah.
holding hands,
Yeah.
being nervous about
Yeah.
whether Kaori was going to skate a clean program, not because they wanted to win, but because they
Mhm.
wanted her to skate a clean program.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of energy. And
Mhm.
and it is there is something to be said about these skaters believing that if they do their very best, it doesn't
Mhm.
matter what everybody else does.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of that self-confidence that is very cool about it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think the cutthroat competitive energy sometimes has a bit of the imposter syndrome that's part of it.
Mhm.
And, you know, whatever it is, I hope they continue. And if that continues, this Olympic women's event is going to be something else.
Yeah. It's gonna be incredible.
It's
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
I don't
just
know what's
US
gonna
and
happen.
Japan. That's just
Yeah.
US and Japan. There's so much more.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that
Don't
was the
forget about
pairs.
Gia.
Yeah.
So, Adelia, Luna,
Gia Shin, Adelia Petrosian, plenty more that we need to
Luna
talk about.
Hendricks.
Yeah. Amelia Nemirovsky?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be an Olympics
Mhm.
a very deep field for the
Mhm.
Olympics for sure.
Mhm.
Well, that was the
Alright.
pairs and the women,
Mhm.
and there's so much more to talk about.
Mhm. I've got a lot left on my list.
What have you not checked off for pairs and women? Have you checked everything off for pairs and
I've
women?
checked everything off for pairs and women. I had one thing on here about how Tara Lipinski's 2-year-old daughter Georgie, who I've known all of her life and is still a little bit shy around me, was so charmed by Brady during warm up. She was like, right there, her, that one. And then Brady came over by us and did a loop and like waved hi to her, and Georgie was like, oh, so starstruck. And I was like, hey, I'm right here. You can smile at me too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first part of our 2-part episode for the recap of the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Join us for part 2, where we will be talking about the ice dance competition and the men's event. As always, thank you to John Wilson Blades for sponsoring our podcast. And for Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of RockerSkating.com. And we'll talk to you again in part 2.